Will the Senate please come to order? Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Aquino, Senator Awa,
Here.
Senator Chang, Senator DeCoit,
Here.
Senator Dela Cruz, Senator Elefante,
Here.
Senator Favela,
Here.
Senator Fukunaga, Senator Gabbard, Senator Ihara,
Present.
Senator Inoue,
Present.
Senator Kanuha, Senator Keith Agaran,
Excused?
Senator Keoho Kalole, Senator Kidani, Senator Kim, Senator Lee, Senator McKelvey,
Aye.
Senator Moriwaki, Senator Rhodes, Senator Richards, Senator San Buenaventura, Senator Shimabukuro, Senator Wakai. Mr. President,
Present.
24 present, 1 excused.
Thank you. The chair has read the journal of the preceding day and approves the same. Are there any introductions this morning? Senator DeCoit?
Thank you, Mr. President. I would just like to introduce my staff. That was my office manager that did the moment of contemplation, Rebecca Crow, Richard Oshiro, if you please stand, and Javin Almia. Thank you. And if I could insert their names into the journal.
So ordered.
Thank you.
Further introductions? Senator Awa?
I'd like to introduce the students and teachers coming all the way from Kahuku Elementary. Up there, we have Anela Manu, Leilani Lawaki, Maile Fotu Talia Tipoti, Lolohea Salunga, and Malia Plunkett. Thanks for making their drive.
Thank you. Senator Lee?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'd like to introduce a good friend and recovering former legislator from the state of Maine who served as the chair of the Transportation Committee there, Mr. Andrew McLean. Welcome.
Thank you. Any further introductions? If not, Senator Awa?
Just want to make sure we can put their names in the journal, please.
So I was going to let you guys know the moment you speak the name, then it is part of the journal, so you don't have to ask. When we had the larger groups and you want the names inserted when you provide them, then we will put them in. So certainly to our visitors from Kahuku, you are going to be part of the permanent record in the Journal of the Hawaii State Senate. So again, welcome to your state capital. Further introduction, Senator Wakai.
Thank you, Mr. President. Surf's up in the Senate. Colleagues, we are in the presence of greatness. Carissa Moore is the most accomplished female surfer to walk the earth or carve up waves. She represented Hawaii with grace and power by becoming the first female gold medalist in Olympic surfing history. She left her indelible mark at the Tokyo Games in the summer of 2021. Due to the pandemic, the Senate finally has an opportunity to acknowledge her immense contributions to surfing and the state. Carissa Moore began surfing in Waikiki at age 5. She went on to win a record 11 National Scholastic Surfing Association amateur titles. In 2010, she turned pro and was named Rookie of the Year. By the ripe old age of 18, she became the youngest person, male or female, to win a surfing world title. She would go on to win five world championships. Carissa is in the Surfers Hall of Fame. A few other accomplishments include being named Adventure of the Year by National Geographic, Woman of the Year by Glamour Magazine, and James E. Sullivan Award recipient, which recognizes an outstanding athlete whose athletic accomplishments are complemented by qualities of leadership and sportsmanship. She's the first surfer and first native Hawaiian to win that award. Carissa is an unrivaled surfer and an advocate for others. In 2018, she launched the More Aloha Charitable Foundation, where she gives back to the community by donating to local surf clubs and speaking out against sexism, binge eating, and body shaming to help young girls develop confidence. Carissa was born in Honolulu and graduated from Punahou, where she also met her husband, Luke. Together, they have 2 dogs, Maya and Tuffy. When she is not surfing, Carissa enjoys scrapbooking and spending quality time with her family. After claiming the gold medal in Tokyo, Carissa was interviewed about her connection to the sport. She said, quote, The ocean has changed my life, and I can't imagine my life without it. I'll be surfing until I'm in the ground. Riding waves makes you feel free. It makes you feel present. It makes you feel more in love with yourself and the ocean and the environment. Those words capture the power of the ocean and Carissa Moore's connection to it. As she has redefined surfing, she has never forgotten her roots. Thank you, Carissa Moore, for all you have done for the sport and the state of Hawaii. Carissa is joined in the gallery with her family, her mother, Carol Moore, and her husband, David Yamada. If you could please stand to be recognized. And both of them are accompanied by Keith Amamiya, by staffers Laurie Lendio, as well as Richard Mizuzawa. Thank you all for being a part of this momentous occasion.
So we're going to ask for your patience, Carissa. We have a short agenda, so if you enjoy the seat you're in right now, we'll take hopefully about 5 minutes and then adjourn, and the members will come up and want to congratulate you personally and take even more pictures than we took before we started. Madam Clerk.
On pages 2 and 3, Governor's message numbers 610 to 620 transmit nominations to various boards and commissions.
Governor's message numbers 610 to 620 are referred in accordance with the referrals listed on the order of the day.
On page 3, House Communication number 462 informs the Senate that Senate Bill 1, Senate Draft 2, passed third reading in the House unamended.
File.
On pages 4 through 10, Standing Committee Report numbers 1164 to 1205 for adoption.
Members, there was a clerical error in processing Standing Committee Report numbers 1195 and 1196 that need to be corrected before we can proceed on those measures. Therefore, if there are no objections, we will defer action on these two reports until tomorrow to allow the clerk's office to make the correction. The corrected documents will be available this afternoon. Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I move for the adoption of Standing Committee Reports numbers 1164 to 1194 and 1197 to 1205.
Senator DeCoite.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? If there are no objections from the members, the motion is carried.
Beginning on page 11, third reading.
If there are no objections from the members, we will be taking third reading on consent.
Third reading of House Bill 99 relating to limiting a campaign's acceptance of cash contributions.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. HB 99 passes third reading.
Third reading of House Bill 130, House Draft 1 relating to validation of ballots.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes? Senator Awa, no vote.
22 ayes, 1 no.
Thank you. HB 130 HD1 passes third reading.
Third reading of House Bill 137, House Draft 1 relating to lobbyists.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. HB 137 HD1 passes third reading.
Third reading of House Bill 140 relating to record disposition.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. HB 140 passes third reading.
Third reading of House Bill 142 relating to gifts from lobbyists.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. HB 142 passes third reading.
And on page 12, third reading of House Bill 97, Senate Draft 1 relating to preliminary determination of probable cause.
Is there any discussion? If not, do we have unanimous consent? Any reservations? Any no votes?
23 ayes.
Thank you. HB 97 SD1 passes third reading.
Referrals and re-referrals.
Referrals and re-referrals are made in accordance with the supplemental orders of the day that may be filed later today.
We have no further business, Mr. President.
Are there any announcements today? Senator Kim?
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to request a waiver of the public notice requirement pursuant to Senate Rule Number 21 to hold a hearing on House Bill Number 67, House Draft 1.
The waiver is granted. Senator Kim.
Thank you. Your committees on higher education and public safety and intergovernmental and military affairs will hold a public hearing on this measure on Wednesday at 3:17 p.m. in Conference Room 225. The notice will be filed with the clerk's office this afternoon.
Are there any further announcements? If not, Senator Wakai.
Mr. President,
Oh, Senator Kim,
I rise for a point of personal privilege.
please proceed.
Thank you. Mr. President, I would like to bring the members' attention to an article that appeared in the Star Advertiser today in the sports section. I'm going to just read a couple of the quotes here from Dave Reardon. Imagine paying $59,000 to be told to communicate better. We should all be a bit wary of a 570-page report in which the fifth word is spelled Monoa, as in University of Hawaii at Manoa. Apparently, the $59,000 invoice for an independent assessment or investigation about a year in the making by college sports doesn't include springing for spell check. For the most part, it's the same old, and we heard at the time and before and after the crisis that resulted in the most and best and most experienced UH football players leaving the program. Basically, it's bosses, the coaches and administrators, telling unhappy underlings, the student athletes, hey, we got to communicate better. Now it's official because an outside source contracted by some of the bosses said so. The CSS report tells us that no NCAA rules and no laws were broken, and all those communication problems seem to have vanished with the hiring of Timmy Chang as the new football coach. There was such a good thing for UH that the athletic department has been reported to having embraced the report. The report also came to the stunning conclusion that building of the new football stadium might be a good for morale. Hey, you can't pay for advice like that. Hey, wait, we just did. I hope you all read the article. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further announcements? If not, Senator Wakai.
Mr. President, I move that the Senate stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.
Senator Decoit.
I second the motion.
It's been moved and seconded. I apologize to Carissa. I think we took about 8 minutes and not 5 or less. That if there are no objections from the members, the Senate will stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. tomorrow.